Welcome back to the Morning Blend. Do you have a good estate plan? We all know that we need one, but what should be in it, and how can you guarantee that your wishes will be followed? This is a good time to update your personal paperwork, and here with more is attorney Alan Spiegel Jr. with McClario, Helm, Bertling, and Spiegel. Great to see you, Al.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good morning.
Good morning to you. Why make an estate plan?
Well, really, your estate plan is a chance for you to make the decisions about what's going to happen if you, for whatever reason, aren't able to make decisions on your own during your life, or if something should happen to you, how things are going to work in the event of your demise. So it's you taking control and making those choices instead of leaving it up to the government, or as we always tell our clients, leaving it up to your most aggressive relative to figure out how things are going to go.
Yeah, that's a great point. I feel like, one of the things I think in terms of people avoiding it, putting off, or just not doing it, is we don't like to think about those things.
That's absolutely true. I know one of the experiences I have as an estate planning attorney is probably 9 out of 10 times when people walk out of my office, the first thing they'll say was, well, that wasn't so bad. And I don't know what they think is going to happen, but it's really just them telling me what they want to have happen. And then we put it on paper and make sure it's going to work that way.
Yeah, and it's not planning for your death. We all know we're going to die, so it's just planning so that things happen the way you want them to, which I think is really important. I appreciate the fact that you're talking about it right now, because I think a lot of people are home and they maybe have time that they usually don't have to think about some of these things and do some of this planning.
Yeah, they sure do. It's, unfortunately, more than half of the people in the United States don't have any kind of estate plan. And when you ask people why not, the most common reason is, boy, we just haven't gotten around to doing it. But now that we're all stuck at home, it's a good time to get our houses in order. And that really a big part of that is updating your estate plan.
So what should a good estate plan include?
Well, you really need to think about 3 things. The first thing you think about is, who's going to make medical decisions for me if I'm not able to do that? And typically that means getting a health care power of attorney. And anyone who's an adult in the United States should have a health care power of attorney. One of the most common groups of people that doesn't have anything like this are college students or 20-somethings. And the problems we see is if somebody gets mono or has some kind of a health issue, their parents don't have the right to get information about them anymore because the student is an adult and all their information is protected unless you've done this planning.
Does that start at age 18?
It starts at age 18, yes.
Wow. And that's still so young. And as a parent, you think, oh, I'm still going to be able to make all those decisions for them. So you mentioned that one of those things is your medical wishes, a medical power of attorney.
Right, a healthcare power of attorney is the first one. The second one is similar. It's the financial power of attorney, also called the durable power of attorney. And that allows someone to make financial or business or tax type decisions if you're not able to do that yourself. So that's just another piece. Both of them are only valid while you're alive. So we're not talking about death issues right now. We're just talking about if you get sick, if you're out of the country, if for whatever reason you can't do those things, it allows someone else to step in for you.
So what's the third prong then of a good estate plan?
Then the third prong is you want to make sure you control what's going to happen in the event of your death. For folks like me who have children, you want to make sure you know who's going to take care of your kids, under what terms any money that you leave for your kids is going to be administered, and then how things are going to be divided up, whether it's charities, whether it's relatives, however you wish for that to happen, make sure that gets done correctly.
What is probate?
So probate is one of those words, it's kind of like the IRS. People say probate and everyone goes, oh, probate,
yeah.
It's got to be bad. And really, traveling around a lot of different counties doing court work when we used to be able to go to the courthouse.
Yeah.
Probate is usually an office at the courthouse with a bunch of nice people who work there and help out. The problem is it's a public process, so that to go through probate, it's going to be expensive, it's going to take a long time, and it's all going to be exposed. Everything that happens is going to be a matter of public record. So as a parent of young children, think about this, or my clients who have estates that are going to go to different charities and individuals think about it, that's not what we want. We don't want it to take a long time. We don't want it to be expensive or stressful on the people we leave behind. And we certainly don't want it to be public record where anyone can go down to the courthouse and see, hey, guess what the Spiegel kids got out of their dad's estate? That's not what we're shooting for.
And so are you saying essentially that if we have an estate plan in place, that we can avoid probate?
If you have the right estate plan in place, you can avoid probate. One of the biggest urban legends that I hear at my office is, oh, it's okay, I have a will, so I'm not going to go through probate. Unfortunately, that's not true. If you have a will or if you have nothing, both of those go through the probate process. So one of the things we work on with our clients is how are we going to avoid probate altogether, whether it's through a trust or through payable on death accounts or however we can do that.
And when should you be reviewing your estate plan or taking a second look, possibly revising it?
Sure. Our standard rule of thumb for clients is every 5 to 7 years. We want to get people in there for a couple of reasons. First of all, especially with powers of attorney, what we find is that hospitals and financial institutions tend to get a little less confident in documents once they're 5 to 7 years old, because they know things change and they're more likely to be challenged. The other thing we see, though, is at that 5 to 7 year interval, we'll bring people in and they'll realize that some of the things that they thought or the people that they were comfortable with 5 to 7 years ago aren't in their lives anymore. For example, I'll have people come in and I'll say, well, here's who you named as guardians for your kids. And they'll gasp and say, we haven't talked to those people in years. We need to update that.
Yeah, it seems funny, but it's so important because, again, you want your wishes and what's right for you to happen. So great to be reviewing that. Thank you so much for being here, Al, and sharing this with us. I know you will do a free phone consultation with people, which is absolutely fantastic. You can chat with an attorney, then you can get a quote too if that's requested. Here's the phone number to call for that consultation. It's 262-251-4210, or you can go to mcclario.com. The spelling is there, MCCLARIO.com.
That's just one C in McClario.
Just one C. Oh, yes. Thank you. I'm so glad you said that. MCLARIO.com. I should avoid spelling clearly. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Stay well.